Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today is going to be day number 18 of my 2023 December Advent Calendar, and today we're going to be taking a look at a fully automatic bottle and bucket filler. So this is my little mock room right here, and the way this works is in this top barrel here, you will put in either buckets or bottles, whichever one you want, and out the bottom barrel is where they will reappear completely filled with water. Now, the way this system works is your items will get slowly filtered into your dispenser via this item hopper clock on a delay system. Otherwise, all the items would flow in too quickly and overload the system. Every single time one item appears in here, I'm just going to go ahead and fully load this with the rest of these. Every time one item appears in your dispenser, it will activate the dispenser. It will fill that item with water. Then it will unlock the hopper that is placed below that dispenser for a brief second to suck that now filled item out and then lock it for another one to go in and repeat the cycle. So without any further ado, let's go ahead and get into the tutorial for this one, shall we? Alright, so when it comes to building this, what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to go up a few blocks in the ground just so that I can actually build it, but choose where you want your input to be, and then choose where you want your output to be, because your output is going to be placed directly below your input, just like this, so in and out. Now we can go ahead and grab out our dispenser, and that is because we're going to have one facing up, one block back in between the two. Now from my input, I'm going to have a hopper flowing into that dispenser, and then from the dispenser, I'm going to have a hopper flowing into my output. So you're going to end up with a little shape like this. Now we can go ahead and start by adding in the system that will lock our hopper input. So to do this, I'm going to put a solid block next to that hopper on the left-hand side, skip a block, and I'm going to put in another one below it right here with a redstone torch on top of it. Now I'm going to put a block here with a comparator flowing into that solid block with a redstone torch on it. Now out the back of that comparator, we're going to go ahead and place in a single block, just like this, temporary block. We're going to have a hopper flowing into the back of it, have a hopper flowing into that hopper on this side, one flowing into that in this direction, and then finally remove that solid block and place a hopper flowing into this one here. You're going to end up with 4 hoppers all facing into one another, so an item will circle all the way around consistently. And if you go ahead and chuck in a random item, you will know that it works because you'll see your comparator and redstone torch flickering on and off every now and then. Alright, now we can go ahead and add in the system that will automatically fire our dispenser. To do this, we're going to put in 3 blocks right here, one directly out the back of our dispenser. We're going to have a comparator. That's going to run into a redstone dust. And then next to our redstone dust on the right-hand side, we're going to have a target block. This target block is going to ensure that our redstone dust runs into the target block and powers it. If we had a normal block there instead, so you see the redstone dust just goes straight past it, so it won't actually power that block, and therefore wouldn't power the repeater that's going to go here. So by putting in that target block, that redstone gets redirected, ensuring that this redstone repeater actually gets powered. But before we put in that redstone repeater, we can go ahead and put in a temporary block here with a observer facing upwards. Now we can go ahead and remove that block and put in our redstone repeater on 1 tick delay. This way, whenever that repeater activates, it also activates our observer. Now have that observer output going into a solid block, and then put a redstone dust on the ground below it. So when the observer activates, it activates that redstone dust. Now put a solid block in this location next to a redstone dust. This way the redstone powers that block. Put a redstone torch above that block, just like this. So if you flick that repeater, that torch will turn on and off real quick. And then finally put a solid block above that torch. This way your output hopper is permanently locked unless this redstone repeater gives an output. Now finally put a solid block on this side of our dispenser for that repeater to actually run an output into. Now all we have to do is go ahead and add the water. So to do this, I'm going to put another block on the other side of our dispenser. Now for this, I'm going to use glass, but you can use whatever you want. And we're just going to completely encase this little 3x3 area in blocks. And then we're going to put in 2 water sources, one on either side, creating an infinite water source. Now if you go ahead and grab some empty bottles or empty buckets and fill up your barrel, you will see that your machine should start activating, and assuming you built everything right, you should only get filled buckets and bottles inside of your bottom barrel, or chest if you ended up using a chest. I do recommend that you use barrels though, because it does look better. And there is really nothing much more that I have to say on this topic. That is it. It is a simple machine. I will note though, if you do end up experiencing lag issues, maybe turn this system off, because the way it's set up, this hopper clock system that slows down the input of items, that's constantly running. There is no off switch on that. So if you do end up experiencing lag, maybe shut this down, because that could cause lag, but it shouldn't cause anywhere near enough to actually affect your gameplay. Anyways, that is going to be it for today's tutorial. I hope you have enjoyed day number 18 of our 2023 December Advent Calendar. And maybe, just maybe, you should go ahead and smash that subscribe button and pop back in tomorrow to see what we do for day number 19. Anyways, this has been Mr. Gaming Aquatic, and I hope you all have a wonderful holiday season. Happy holidays!